long distance gamers, and today I'm going to be talking about how I manage my condition. So I have lupus. It's an autoimmune disease that, if people watch this channel know, I tend to slow down in summer. Heat is kind of my enemy. So here are some 10 things that I do to try to help reduce my flare-ups, as well as kind of enjoy this hobby during them. So no one else might find this important. I thought it helped me to kind of write them down. Maybe it could help someone. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So number 10 is definitely one that I've partaken in, mainly because it started out as, you know, my friends here, they moved to New York, so how do we continue to game together? Well, we started playing remotely. But also with that is, I'm not exposed to germs. I'm in my house, so I get to be comfortable, as well as I'm not exposed to that germ. So remote gaming has been great for me. I don't have to feel like I have to go to somewhere to be able to play games. But I get that remote gaming might not be for everybody, and there is something about playing games in person, which I will get to in a little bit. So my number 9 is kind of like a generic, just listen to your body. So if you push yourself past your limits, you're going to have more downtime. Unfortunately, you need to listen to your limits. So if you literally cannot go and play games, find something else, which I have some on here. But I have to listen to my body, and if I really can't do it, I can't push myself, because then that's just going to snowball and make even a bigger mess. So, my number 8, when I can't play games, I will consume board game content, like top 10 lists. I'll research games, I'll watch game reviews, just a way to maybe learn a game. Even if like I can't physically do anything, I might be mentally okay. Sometimes I'm not even there, and I just have to watch a top 10 or a conversation and just enjoy the talk of board games. But if I could research it, or if I could learn a new rule, that might help me enjoy the game when I can play it again. So my number 7 is playing with YouTube videos. So, like, I know Jamie Stegmaier, he does Rolling Realms on their Stonemaier Games channel, and you can play Rolling Realms even in your bed. So if you're not able to go out and do games with others, but you can still play a game in that manner, well, you could watch a YouTube video and play along with whoever is doing that video. So that way you can have some fun, but not be exerting yourself too much. My number 6 is playing game apps. Now, the Dice Tower put out a top 10 games that are better as an app than they are on a physical board game. So if you're looking at maybe doing an app, check that out. I personally don't love apps. There's a few apps that I do enjoy playing, like Hiroshima Hex. I love that app. Yeah, that's Hiroshima Hex. I mean, I'll play the Onirum app. Yeah, I think that's it, other than the board game stats app, which is just recording plays, not playing a game. But if you're okay playing apps, that is a good way to at least get a game in. You just have to have your phone on you, and then you can enjoy the gaming hobby. My number 5, this one might seem counterintuitive at first, but I'm going to explain my reasoning for it. So remember when I said play remote games? Now I'm going to say host a board game night. Which you're like, Liz, that's a lot of work. You have to do the food, you have to clean your house, you have to figure out what games you want to play. You have to do all of this work. But let's break that down. So, the food. You could do a potluck. You could have everyone bring their own snacks. So everyone gets to share, so it's less overhead. My husband, actually, him and his friends, they will do cook-offs. So this last game night, they did wings. So everyone made their own wings, and there's enough left over that I can actually pack a lunch or two for Monday morning, so I don't have to pack lunches for work, which actually saves me time. Might not be your situation, but that's what works for me. And then cleaning the house, actually, it reduces my flare-ups because it reduces my stress if I'm in a clean environment. So it encourages me to clean house more, which reduces my flare-ups, which actually helps me. So in that respect, it actually helps me to host here. And then learning games, I get to be in control of those games, which comes into something else I'll talk about later. I choose what games we play. I will introduce them. I will explain the rules, so it does have to be a game that I do know, which may or may not be something you want to do. But I enjoy teaching games, and I enjoy introducing people to something they might not have ever heard of, which most of the people who come are Jerome's friends, so they're not gamers, they're pre-gamers. They're getting there. We'll see. But yeah, so host board game nights, so you get to choose the games, you can have potlucks, and who doesn't like a clean house and the reduction of the stress that provides. So my number 4, so play comfort or familiar games. So like I like to play Pandemic a lot. Not only is it my favorite game of all time, but it's one that I really know. So when I'm dealing with one of my mental flare-ups that I can't really grasp new rules, that learning a new game can be very difficult, I can play one of those games that are very well known to me and still get my enjoyment of the hobby in that way. So my number 3 is be comfy. Whether you have to sit in a chair like this, which is very nice, a little bit annoying to have to move them around for game nights because I have 4 of them in here, and they're kind of bigger than a normal folding chair, but they're comfortable. So it reduces the fatigue that you get when you're sitting on an uncomfortable chair and the pain that you get. It reduces that so you can enjoy games more and it's not so exhausting, which is important. But also you could also play in the bed if like my game room's upstairs. So if I can't make up those stairs, I have the bed or I have my chairs at my table are pretty comfortable if I can sit upright. If I can't, well then I'm playing in my bed and I'm usually, watching a Jamie Stegmaier Rolling Realms type of thing. But that goes into my number 2 is know your limitations. So I know in summer, not only does my energy levels dwindle fast, very fast, my memory is not there. I struggle very much with short-term memory. So I'm actually have Vantage set up on my table right now. I was able to remember the rules. I still have to look some up when I play. But I struggle to remember if I even did the action on that location 5 seconds ago. So I have a notepad that I keep, and I'll write down the location. I'll put a little check next to if I did the location action. And that will remind me, you've already done this location action. So that way I won't redo it. I'll also avoid certain games like Hanabi. Hanabi is very much about memory. I remember before I was a gamer, my husband's brother tried to introduce me to this game. And it was after a long day at work during summer. This was before I knew about my lupus, so I didn't really know what was happening and why. It wasn't as severe as it progressed to be. But all I wanted to do was just rest and relax and go to sleep because I was exhausted, and he wanted to play a game like Hanabi, where you have to remember the clues you're given. And I don't even remember any of the clues, but I remember him being so angry about having to waste one of those time tokens. If we would have played a game like maybe, I remember seeing Ticket to Ride in his gaming area. If we would have played maybe a game like that, maybe I would have been a gamer sooner and not turned off from gaming. But that's what I mean by know your limitations. Hanabi was not the game for me that day. Probably not the game for me for 6 months out of the year. But other times it is. So I can enjoy that game, just not during my trouble period. So I would want to play a different game that everyone can still enjoy, but I'm not going to be, not exactly a burden, but it feels like I'm a burden when we have to waste a clue because I can't remember. And that is not a good feeling for anyone, really. So just know your limitations, know what is good for you to play during your flare-ups versus what is not good for you to play, and avoid those. So that brings me to my number one game, and that is just be yourself. Don't mask your stuff. If you're not well, cancel the game night. And if your people don't understand, they're not really your people, because I'm blessed to have such an amazing group of people that are willing to come play games with me, willing to deal with, okay, maybe she'll have to cancel, willing to do the potlucks and have fun with it and make it into something great. But I don't have to mask who I am. I don't have to pretend like I'm not flaring up. I don't have to sit in a very uncomfortable chair when it's killing me. So just be yourself. Be you. Be you. And just enjoy the gaming that you can. Realize that sometimes you can't enjoy everything that you want in this hobby. And that's okay. There'll be better days. There'll be days that you won't be struggling. There'll be days that you can play Hanabi, and there'll be days that you can't. But just be yourself and accept it. And just realize you're going to have fun with this hobby if you allow it. Just don't get hung up in here, and enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, just remember to have fun, be present, and be you. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you find value in our content, please like, comment, or subscribe. Let a friend or family member know that we exist. Help us spread our channel and bring remote gaming to a table near you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.